Hello, and thank you for joining me. This recording is intended to highlight the steps required to perform a simple data synchronization from a target area defined in Smallworld to an ESRI file geodatabase. This will be done employing the EpochSync technology. Items that I have configured prior to beginning this capture are starting the required Smallworld services, defining the area to be exported by setting a trail to a selected region, creating the target file geodatabase, as seen here, and starting the EpochSync GUI. Okay, let's define the target database. We want a file geodatabase. We will need to tell it where it is. Okay, and we'll need to set the proper SRID to make sure we get a good transformation. Now let's configure the Smallworld side. All of the data resides on this server for this capture, so I'm going to just use localhost to define the server. The service we will connect to is EpochSync, and it is listening on port 3000. Let's see if we got it. Okay, we're good to go. Let's connect. Now, after the connection is made, you can see all of the data is available in Smallworld has been exposed here. So we'll pick 3 tables to configure. Select your table, select your data set, select your table, and then create the mapping. For the purposes of this capture, we are only going to be concerned with the primary geometries defined in Smallworld. As you can see, this table has many geometries on the Smallworld side, and again we're only interested in the primary, which is defined by the first entry. So let's remove the other ones. This is a simple task. Go to the table mappings and delete the mappings that we are not necessarily interested in. Okay, this table is ready. Let's pick another one. Create the mapping. Very good. Again, we will remove the non-primary geometry feature classes. Finally, the third table. Create the mapping. In a moment, we'll be able to go to our catalog and see that the feature classes have been created in the target database. And then from there, we will be ready to run the synchronization. Okay, again, we have multiple geometries. Let's remove the non-primary. Okay. We are now ready for the extraction, or for the synchronization process. First, let's confirm what we have in here. We can see that the file geodatabase now contains all of the proper feature classes. So let's begin bringing in the data. For the purposes of this demonstration, I've created a batch file that contains 3 simple commands to begin the initial synchronization of the data. This is defined by the executable, task, source, dataset, source table. Double click. This particular area takes about 4 to 5 minutes to synchronize, so I'm going to pause the video until it is complete. Okay, the Synchronization is nearing completion, as you can see here. We've made it through the first two tables. We're just waiting on the third table to complete. While we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and start up ArcMap so we can view the synchronized data and compare a record. Make sure that things look as they should. Okay, this is just finished. Everything has synchronized successfully. Let's see what we've got. Again, we only are concentrating on the primary geometries for this capture. Let's add them to the map. Looks very good. Let's open up a base map here as well so we can confirm that our transformations are correct. Okay, looks very good. Let's zoom in a little bit, see what we see. Looks like we've got a good network here. Okay, let's take a look at an analogous area here. This looks fairly unique. Let's identify one of these points, see what we've got. Okay, we'll need to set this up a little bit here. This is the point we're interested in. There's a couple of different identifiers here. We're going to use this one in order to locate the same place in Smallworld. Let's go find it. Well, that would be right here. There's our selection. Looking good. All right, it looks like we've got a good synchronization. Let's just pick a field value here to confirm that they're the same. PCR looks promising. PCR, they are the same. Okay, what you've just seen is synchronizing an initial synchronization of Smallworld data contained in an area to a target file geodatabase. This concludes this capture. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Goodbye.